Hi, you guys. Happy Sunday to you. I wanted to jump on here and talk about a question that I get asked a lot from moms and others, and it's really about how to protect your marriage when your adult child is acting very disrespectful. So for those of you that are new here, my name is Sally Harris, and I help desperate moms of defiant or wayward children. I help those moms create a plan and help them identify their own behaviors so they can regain their own life back through this whole process. So I have 3 tips on this. If any of you are experiencing an adult child who's disrespectful, you know how difficult it is. And, it goes back to the old adage of you teach people how to treat you. And your adult child is no different, okay? So there's 3 tips. The first one is if it's creating issue in your marriage, first of all, just to identify, we're talking about not the teenager who's being disrespectful. Not that disrespect is fine anytime, but we're not talking about the teenager who's having a bad day or going through a season. We're talking about an adult child who you are no longer literally responsible for, who is creating havoc in your home. So maybe they're coming home high or drunk or refuse to work or those types of things where it's really creating problems for your marriage and your other children possibly. So number 1 is parents need to come to an agreement, and that is crucial. And it's difficult because usually the mom is on a different page than the dad. And sometimes the roles are reversed actually, but usually the mom's hanging on tight. The dad sees the logic in it and the mom doesn't want to let go. So they need to come to an agreement, and if that means getting counseling, then so be it. And actually many times that's very much needed just to be able to really lay everything out on the line and understand exactly what's going on. Your husband, your wife, your spouse is not your enemy, and I know it's really easy to think that they are because I used to feel the same way until I realized that he wasn't my enemy, he was trying to help. So that's number 1. It's getting wise counsel. Number 2 is very difficult, especially when you're so emotional over a situation like this. But it boils down to you or them. And it sounds harsh, but it's true. And you really need to identify that, okay, I chose you, child. I chose you the entire time I was raising you. And now for most of us if you have an adult child, you're likely, 40 plus years of age, and it's time that you choose yourself. It doesn't mean you don't love your child, doesn't mean any of that, but it's time to choose yourself as far as like the next steps of your life. And so that is very hard for especially moms to grasp because we hang on to our children, right? But sometimes letting go a little bit is exactly what the child needs as well. So number 3, lastly, is resentment, because resentment is what happens when you don't get a hold of this whole situation. You tend to start to resent not only your spouse, but also your child through those different situations. So to make it healthy and get it all together is really getting a grasp of that this is your time in life, right? And we're talking again about this child who's raising havoc in your home. It's affecting their younger siblings, possibly, those types of things. So one thing too is that I've always appreciated is when a spouse will say something like, if the child is being disrespectful, and say the child is being disrespectful to the mom, and the husband will say, you don't talk to my wife that way. So when you identify her as, she's my wife, or he's my husband, versus your mom, because we have more roles than just mom. And I know a lot of times we don't necessarily think about it like that because we're so focused on being mom. But so truly that's actually a really good line, and that makes the adult child, really know that it's us versus them. And I don't mean that in a fighting match type of a way, but I mean they need to know that you're in agreement, that it's us and you. Like this, we're a uniform group here. So really, and just keep praying. And honestly, your prayer should be truly that God keeps them alive until they come to the end of themselves, till they come to their senses, because they will eventually. They will. And I know a lot of parents have lost their child, and that breaks my heart more than anything. There was a day when I thought that was going to happen to us. And, my heart breaks for you. But for those of you that are still praying for that, for your child to come to the end of themselves, to come to your senses, don't stop. Because God hears those prayers. And, as much fear as you have in identifying these things and having these conversations with your child, choosing yourself for once, you do it with fear, but you need to do it anyway. So no parent deserves disrespect from their child, even if you feel that you were mediocre as a parent. Your child still you do not deserve disrespect from them at any point, at any given time, ever. So again, you teach people how to treat you, and that includes your child. So I hope that helps. I'll put a link below if you're interested, if you're an adult, have an adult child, if you're a mom who's going through something like this. I'll leave a Calendly link below, and I would love to chat with you about your situation. So I hope you guys have a great rest of the day and have a great weekend. Thanks.